Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the City of Winston-Salem's FY 26-27 Community Agencies Technical Workshop. There's still a few people popping in here as we're going. My name is Mike Coivisto. I'm from the city's Budget and Performance Management Department, and we'll be facilitating the workshop this morning. We have additional staff from our department, as well as members of the city's Community Development Department on the meeting to help answer questions and provide additional guidance as needed. A couple of notes: please remain on mute until the end of the presentation, and we'll answer questions at that time. Also, you may enter questions in the chat, and we'll address those at the end as well. So we'll get started here. Looking at the agenda, please note again that this is for the FY 2026-27 funding cycle, which will start on July 1st, 2027. If you're selected, we'll review the application timeline and important dates, which is the same information provided at the orientation workshop. Talk about the resources, which are web links for more information that you may need as you go along through the process. And there'll be time at the end for group and/or individual questions. So copies of all the presentations will be available online. The orientation presentation is already available if you need to reference that at any point in the future. In that presentation, you'll find information about the minimum eligibility requirements, required attachments that are needed as part of the application, the different funding sources available, and please note that there are separate applications for general fund and entitlement funding. If you want to know if you're eligible for entitlement funding, please contact our neighborhood services staff who are on this call, or you can ask at the end. And then Neighborly is the online portal for submitting your application. The web link is in the RFP on the city's website, and it's also noted here a little bit later in the presentation. Here are the links to the web page and the applicant portal, as I just noted. Please note that all applications must be submitted by 5 o'clock on January 30th. The system will not accept applications after 5 o'clock. The application reminders. All sections of the application, whether for local or the entitlement funding, must be completed before the system will allow you to submit a completed application. You can save, edit, and return as many times as you like before hitting submit. After you hit submit, you cannot make edits, and we cannot return the application back to you. So if that happens, we'll ask you to fill out a new application if you want to make changes. For both applications, there are several required documents to upload. The system will require that documents be attached for all areas. If you're seeking entitlement funding, there are more required documents for that category. If you're applying for local funding in the amount of $50,000 or for the amount of less than $50,000, you do not need to include a financial review or audit with your application in that instance. As indicated here, please just submit an attachment with a short letter saying you're requesting less than $50,000 and are not subject to this requirement. And when you do that, it will meet the need for an attachment as it is mandatory in the Neighborly system. The mandatory field there. On the right side of the screen here is a screenshot from the entitlement application, which shows the different areas of that application. The local funding one looks similar, but it is shorter and has fewer questions. And please note that you can navigate to any section at any time and can save and/or print the application as needed. All users have to register in Neighborly. You can add additional users to access your application, but each person will need to register individually. If you're having account maintenance issues, those usually have to be handled via neighborly customer service or customer support staff. And in that case, you can send an email to city staff and we'll also check in on that on your behalf. Regarding the City of Winston-Salem's strategic plan, please know that it is available online, and you may review the City Council's stated priorities and use appropriate tie-ins to your program and expected outcomes. This is mostly for showing alignment in the description of your request and specifically in the performance metrics section.
Sorry, I'm trying to manage work webinar and
okay. The application review process. After applications are reviewed in January or received in January, all applications, whether local or entitlement funding, will undergo staff review. These processes differ slightly with respect to scoring and timeline. Entitlement funding amounts are generally proposed to City Council in the April-May timeframe as part of the consolidated plan update. After that, all proposed community agency funding will be made available in the city manager's proposed budget in May. City Council will have budget workshops, and the City Council is ultimately responsible for approving amounts for individual agencies. Correspondence from us back out to the applicants. The neighborly system will push a notification of the submitted application to city staff, so we will know that you've submitted your application. All agencies who are proposed for funding in the city manager's proposed budget will be notified via email. There's a public hearing on the proposed budget where all persons who wish to be heard on items related to the budget can speak. That public hearing will take place in mid-May. Please check the city's calendar for the date and time of that meeting if you're interested in speaking on behalf of your agency at the public hearing. And then the City Council is slated to adopt the budget on June 1st, 2026. After adoption, all agencies who are receiving funding will be notified directly, and staff will begin the process of formalizing and executing those agreements. And just to reiterate one more time, all applications must be submitted by 5 o'clock on January 30th. The system will automatically turn off and no extensions will be granted. We will not accept paper copies, and all applications must be submitted through the neighborly portal. Here are the resources for overall information about the process, including the webpage with RFPs for local entitlement funding, the online application portal, as referenced the city strategic plan, the consolidated housing plan, and assistance with creating performance. There's a video and information about creating performance metrics for your application. Contact information if you need assistance moving forward. You can contact staff directly if you'd like, or you can send an email to communityagencies@cityofws.org if you're unsure who to contact. So that's basically all we have, a little bit of a recap from the orientation with some additional information. And now we can open it up to questions at this point. So unmute if you'd like to ask a question, or you can ask a question in the chat.
Hi, this is Susie Hamilton from the Film Partnership of North Carolina.
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for your overview. We've got a question. We've been in existence since 2001. The organization was started mostly through American Recovery Act funds. And we've not had any of our funding sources, we've not had a requirement for an audit. We have, however, had a compliance review for our state-related fund.
now. Okay. It's going to get better.
I'm sorry. So at any rate, how do we satisfy that requirement at this stage?
Susie, I think the best thing to do is maybe to send us an email directly, and let's talk about
Okay.
that kind of offline and look at your situation.
Yeah,
And
okay.
see what we might need to do
I mean,
there.
we've had plenty of reviews from grantor agencies, three in fact. But yeah, okay, we'll get online. We'll get on an email out to you and maybe get on a call and
Yeah, I think if you can give us as much history as you can about what you've done in the past, and
okay.
we can let you know what our expectations are in your case.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Certainly. Does anyone else have any questions they want to ask via microphone? I do see there's one question in the chat. How do we receive access to the slides? They will be on the city's website here shortly. We're going to put this presentation out there along with the orientation presentation, which has already been posted, which has significantly more detailed information about how to fill out your application. Sorry, trying to get through the chat things here. Oh, okay, there we go. We answered that. Do we know if there are priority areas? Catherine, do you want to elaborate on?
Sure. We were told earlier in the week that there would be a council meeting, I guess it was, or maybe a subcommittee, and they would be deciding on priority areas.
Yes, that is actually going on today and tomorrow. There's a city council retreat
Okay.
where I think they are discussing their kind of priorities for the upcoming year, reviewing what's happened in the previous year, and looking at what they're looking at and discussing their priorities for the next year. So at this point, we don't know exactly what those are, but I think we'll know more coming out of that later this week and early next week.
Thank you.
Certainly. If there are issues with the online submission process, who would we reach out to and how? It's Nay. Thank you for answering that. Just email the community agency city's community agency email there, and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible and try to address your issue. Anyone else have any questions? If not, thank you for your time. Please feel free to reach out to us at any point here with any questions that you have. Then we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Otherwise, thank you and take care.